Good. Hello and welcome to Facebook Live with the CEO. I am Ronaldo Hardy. For those of you who may be tuned in for the very first time, I'm so excited to have you on this afternoon. And I wanted to share this with you because when we first started this, we started it for one primary reason. We wanted to create a top-down transparency to make sure you as our membership know that you can always have access to us, and I wanted to make myself readily available to be here for all of your questions or concerns about how we're doing, what we need to be doing, and also giving you information that helps to impact your life. I think that you would be happy to know that we actually won an award for this. So something that we did for you actually allowed us to win an award, and so you were a part of that. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you who are joining now, do me a favor, like, love, and share. Make sure that this news gets out to other people because this information is so vital. Also, you all know that I have a thing for shoes. I'm just going to go ahead and admit it, that I like nice shoes. And normally, when I have tennis shoes on, it will be LeBron's. This happens to be like our Friday here, and we're going into the holiday weekend. So staff got to wear jeans today, and the CEO tries to be cool, so I wore my jeans. And I decided today, instead of wearing LeBron's, that I would wear my James Harden shoes. They're pretty festive looking, okay? I'm gonna put my foot on the desk so you can see. That's quite a shoe there, don't you think? I like it. It's simple. It feels good. Very cool color. In the theme of Easter, I think that it fits in. So, but with that said, let me jump into what I want to help you with today. I know a lot of you are in the process of getting tax refunds. Some of you have already gotten them, and we want to make sure that you utilize that tax refund as wisely as you possibly can. Because a lot of times when we get money in and we have not thought through a plan of how we will spend it, that money will get away from us so quickly. In fact, I'm going to tell you, I try as much as possible not to have cash on me because there's this thing about having cash. My kids always think about the things that they need. I think about the things that I need a little bit more. It's like my wife has something on her that lets her know that I have cash in my wallet, and she just so happens to have a need for cash in that moment. So I try to be wise even with that. But when we get money, it's best for us to have a plan. And as you have tax refunds coming in, we want to make sure that you are prepared to spend that wisely. So let's talk through real quickly, and then you can ask me questions. Let's talk through what that looks like, all right? And remember that all of these things that I'm about to give you or say to you is in your best interest. Because some of you might be thinking, well, I'm getting my tax refund, and that's when I take time to do something for me. Like, I've been waiting all year for this, and I want to do something for myself. In everything that I'm about to tell you, you're ultimately going to be doing something for yourself. So see it that way, change your perspective, and it's going to give you great results. Number one, you get your tax refund in, make sure that you have a plan to utilize 50% of it to reducing your debt. One of the best things that you can do for yourself is to put yourself in a position where you increase the amount of money that you have coming in monthly. And one of the ways that you do that is by reducing the expenses that you have. Two things you do. If you want to increase your cash flow, you need to make more money or you need to reduce your expenses. I'm telling you today, if you have more money coming in, that's not a part of your ordinary budget. It's a good time to work on reducing expenses. Take that money, 50% of it, think about what you need to pay off. I would tell you to look at that credit card because I know that you're paying probably your highest interest on the credit cards that you do have, especially if it's not with Southwest. And let's talk about it. If it's not with Southwest, you probably didn't make a good decision. You need to bring it over to us so we can get you in a better position. But pay off that debt first. Then we want to take 25% of what you have coming in and put it in an emergency fund. The reality is things happen. We don't always plan for natural disasters to happen. I know there was some flooding that happened some months ago. We don't plan for those things to happen, but they do come. And when those emergencies arise, we want to be in a financial position that we don't have to go into a worse financial situation to fix something that was already beyond our control. So having that emergency fund in place puts you in the best possible position to address the things that are unexpected that may come up. And then the final thing, all right, and this is what you were waiting on. 25% of what comes in can be spent completely on you. You know, go to the mall, shop, get your good look on, go on a trip, get you some LeBrons. I highly recommend them. They just so happen to make outfits look better in my opinion. You know, go see LeBron. You know, I went to a game in Cleveland earlier this year. We don't want to talk about that too long. I just so happen to be a fan if you haven't been able to tell yet. But do something for you. You know, 25% is there. We didn't say 10%, 25% you can take and do something really good for yourself. And remember, all of these things are ultimately doing something for you. So let's reduce our debt by using 50% on that, 25% to build an emergency fund, and the other 25% spending it on YOU. And with that said, I want to open up for any questions that you may have for me.
All right. What are the advantages of getting a debt consolidation loan?
Well, a debt consolidation loan can be wise for you for multiple reasons. Number one, it allows you to have one payment as opposed to several different payments. I don't know about you, but one of the most frustrating things for me to do is to go through the process of paying the bills. So a lot of them, I set them up on auto pay because I don't even want to have to deal with them, you know, but it can be frustrating to have to pay so many different creditors in a month. So by consolidating debt, you have one payment. It's easier for you to manage. Secondly, when you consolidate that debt, especially if you come to us, you get that lower interest rate. You're saving not only on your monthly payment, but also on the total interest that you're paying on the life of the loan. So it puts you in a better financial position by saving you money both in the short term and the long term. Plus, it just simply makes it easier for you. So, good question.
How much should be in my emergency fund?
All right, well, it's recommended by a lot of people that you have at least 6 months of what you earn. Now that's actually shifting a lot, that people are saying you need 6 months of your expenses, you know, and that's something that we have to be aware of. How much do we actually spend in a month? What do we need to make it through the month? 6 months is recommended. I know when you first hear that, it seems very large and it seems like an arduous task that you may not be able to accomplish. So let's just break that down, you know, into something smaller and at least look at having 2 to 3 months, considering how long it may take for you to be in the job market to replace, you know, income if you were without work completely, or also if you had something catastrophic to happen or something large to happen, like your AC going out and you have to spend several $1,000s on that. You want to have some money saved up. So let's look at your aim should be to get to 6 months of your expenses, but if you can get to 2 to 3, at least you'll be starting with something.
How hard is it to save for an emergency fund?
It's not that hard at all. You know, the hardest part is changing your habit, right? That's the hardest part. The easy part is getting started with something, you know, and so a lot of times we think, well, I can't save $100 a paycheck, so I may as well not start at all. No, we'll tell you to go ahead and get started where you are. If that's $10 every time you get paid, and that's what you can start with, even that $10 will build up. And what it will also do is build a habit in you so that as your money does increase, you'll already be accustomed to putting some of it away. So it's not hard at all. You can come in, sit down with us. We'll help you get it started. Make sure that you have what you desire to be coming out, and we'll follow up with you in a few months and say, hey, do you want to increase this? We'll make sure that there's a plan in place to get you where you want to go.
I'm having trouble putting aside any money for savings or an emergency fund. How can Southwest Louisiana Credit Union help?
Oh, it's a number of ways that we can help. Primarily by sitting with one of us, our staff. There are a lot of us that are already certified financial counselors, and those that are not certified are currently going through the process. So by May, 100% of our staff will be certified financial counselors, where you can speak to anybody and we will be able to assess your financial situation and put a game plan in place to help you get on the right track. If you allow us to do that, then we will know how to get you in the right solutions and also how to address your budget to make sure that we show you where the money may be so that you can begin to save and pay yourself first. You know, you don't want to be in a situation where you're getting paid, and every time you get paid, you got to go talk to Peter and Paul and Bob, Billy, and give them all their money, and then you're looking at the end of that 30 minutes, really, not even the end of the week. It's like 30 minutes and all your money's gone. It's your money that you earn. Some of it should be going to you.
Is it better to pay off one credit card with my tax return or put some toward multiple cards?
Well, anytime you have the opportunity to pay anything off, that's a good thing. So if you have a credit card and you have the financial resources to be able to eliminate one completely, we would suggest that you do that. And then you probably need to look at a debt snowball method. You know, so once you pay that card off, then you open up some additional finances so that you can work to reduce the debt on another until you pay it off, and so on and so forth. But anytime you can pay something off completely, that's a good move for you to make. So, any more questions? Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's always fun to be on with you. I pray that this information, I say pray just because I preach too, so sometimes it just kind of happens, right? You know, you can also drop an amen in there if that, you know, spoke to you. But I hope that you enjoyed that on today. I hope the information was good for you, that it was something that helped you to get on the right track. For those of you who say, well, I already spent some of the money, it's okay. If you have some left, let's get on the right track with what we do have and make a conscious effort to change. Again, thank you so much. I look forward to being with you next time.